Welcome to the Heart's Frontier. Good afternoon, depending on this is a daily YouTube oracle reading, a collective energy oracle for June 26th. But whenever you know it could resonate with you, sometimes older videos end up making more sense later on. Um, Whenever you see this, just take what resonates in it, which means if something sounds like it's not your story, then it's probably not. It's probably meant for someone collective. Had someone ask me recently how I tune into the energy of everybody. And I don't tune into the energy of everybody. I tune into the energy of people who are going to watch this video. So there's a little bit of a difference. It does narrow the scope a little bit. And then I just trust whatever is going to come through is going to be of the highest good for all. And that's why these feel a bit more general. So if you want to get specific and you want to get really into some situation that's going on in your life, then just reach out to me for that. But I would say the most powerful way of working with me is actually doing hypnotherapy work. It goes deep into your subconscious to figure out some of these limiting beliefs that actually are holding you back from your highest truth, your deepest soul expression. So I weave in my intuition and my spiritual sense, and also my claircognizance and clairsentience with what I feel you most need to be put into your subconscious. And we connect together on actually getting to the root of whatever problem you come up with, or whatever challenge, or even whatever thing you'd like to manifest. Sometimes people come to see me not because they're trying to fix something, but because they want to improve something. They want something to actually be better, and they want perhaps more confidence in their speaking, or they want to feel um, really motivated towards something, right? So they're sort of at a neutral point, but they want to boost it up. So whatever it is that you come in for, we actually go to the root of subliminally, subconsciously, at that deep, deep, deep belief level, what might be holding you back. So it's really, really powerful work. Some of my favorite work to do. And you also get to listen to something that's really relaxing. You're in a very receptive state. So you end up feeling really kind of calm and clear after these hypnotherapy sessions. Then you get a recording for 21 days to listen to. And that is what cements this work into your subconscious. Then you'll start to notice it comes into your conscious mind, but it's subtle. So it's not the kind of thing that's going to shake you up and destabilize you. It's really supportive, giving you sort of a gentle push. Okay, so today's message, June 26, 2023, we have tree, which is grounding. I was feeling a lot about like a home, or a sense of steadiness, a sense of finding stability, finding like I was actually seeing this morning like people working on a home, maybe fixing up something in your home. Um, and for the love of it, for the joy of it, like I thought of uh, Ryan Gosling. What is his name? Ryan Gosling's character in The Notebook. I should really know this. I've seen the movie a few times. I should really know that. But anyways, you can tell me if you know it in the comments below. But Ryan Gosling's character in The Notebook, how he just sort of like devoted and dedicated so many years to making sure that this house came together, kind of as envisioned. We also have surrender. I feel like there's going to be forces in and around your week, but definitely today, that it's like you're going to feel like maybe in the past you wish that you could do something about it, that you wish you could just resolve, on your own. But some things you're learning now in life, you're going to have to let happen. You're going to have to let go in order for them to stabilize on their own. It's a lot about stability today, I feel like. I also feel a sense of creativity, but kind of like waiting for you. So it's like you have to put the pen to the paper in order for the creativity to flow. You might be doubting that you're in a creative mood until you just start getting a few things out. So that's what I'm feeling. It's kind of, I'm seeing someone kind of scribbling on paper and then it flowing and becoming something. Yeah, I was getting this sense of like dedication and devotion to stability. So perhaps it's like a day to test your commitment in a sense, or to feel out how committed you are to shifting your circumstance. And how committed are you then to surrendering to all that which is not aligned in that vision of success or freedom or fulfillment or joy in your life. Sacred self, the Shekinah, the sacred self. This dove energy feels also really fitting. And we have the moon there, and it is moon day, Lundi. Unleash your spirit, express your gifts, and dance to the sacred rhythm of life. So, this is very much about this sacred self, self expression, creativity. Express your gifts feels like also devoting and committing yourself to showing up in the world with these gifts. In a sense, that is what is going to bring you the deepest level of stability because you're going to feel soul fulfilled. From that place, you are the most steady, even though that's maybe going against what we are typically taught in society. Sometimes we're typically taught that, creative exploration or that true expression of yourself in whatever form is a bit of a risk. I think it's more risky, actually. I've learned this in my life. It's more risky to sidestep your mission than it is to take the risk to be on mission. And on mission meaning what you most feel drawn to and called towards in this lifetime. That's your soul mission. And you feel it because you feel really excited towards certain directions, right? We have people comment here who are working on things, who are planning for next steps, and who have dreams in their minds. And those dreams are curated for you, right? Like those dreams aren't the ones that came into my mind. They're certainly not. The dreams that came into my mind, they take full they take full ownership in order to say yes to them, right? Like there's no halfway with your soul mission. There really isn't. So it is kind of like that wholehearted message that I shared recently. I don't remember when that was, but I shared one that was something about wholeheartedness. Okay, let's get some animal support and a divine abundance card today. So some animal support for this dedication, devotion energy, for finding stability. And I do feel like it's also dedicating yourself to stability. So it could be making a plan, a savings plan, even. It could be thinking about if you're wanting a house or if you're wanting to invest in something. It could be just making a choice in that. Oh, dove spirit says be peace. So whatever's in alignment is going to feel light. It's going to feel like it brings you to a state of further peace. It's not going to feel like it stirs everything up and it changes everything and it is uncomfortable in a way that is insurmountable, right? Like it's not going to have everything constricting and feeling tense. It's going to have you feeling light, like you can expand. So if you think about anything in your life, does this stay? Does that stay? Does this go? Does this go? Like, however, you're going to ask these questions, right? When you ask it, is this, element of my life, does it belong in my life? And it makes you feel expansive, then that's something that belongs in your life. If it makes you feel small, then it does not. So it's interesting because some people could be like, well, this basic thing makes me feel tense and constricted, but the basic things that are like needs are very different, right? Like we need to eat and make ourselves food. If you're having a difficult time making yourself food, then that's something that you would want to do, that kind of subconscious hypnotherapy work, that limiting belief work, to figure out what is actually at the root of that tension. There's other things like say my example of that I've been using lately of working out, right? So if there's like a specific kind of movement or machine that I'm like resisting and feeling like I don't really know, if I think about conquering that, whatever that fear is or hold up, if I think about conquering that and it makes me feel really good and confident and expanded, then I know, okay, you know what, as soon as you're done getting in your head about it, you're going to really enjoy whatever is on the other side of that. And that's usually what happens. But there's actually one exercise recently where I was like, oh no, I actually just don't think my body wants or needs that. And that's okay too. There's so many machines, there's so many exercises, there's so many things to do. And so, and maybe it'll circle back or something at some point. But it's because it has that feeling of tension that doesn't really feel like, if you imagine facing that tension and getting over it, will that allow you expansion? And if it just doesn't, then it's not meant to be in your life, right? If you pictured for 20 years going on a trip to, I don't know, Greece, and then right now you're like, is it still in alignment for me to go to Greece? It feels like, I don't know, I used to have that as such a dream, but now is that still a dream? And it kind of makes you feel like, oh, I don't, the heat, I don't want to go. And yeah, and then it just doesn't really feel right. And you imagine, okay, no, someone gives you everything, they clear everything out of the way. You have all the money in your pocket, you have all the setup that you want, and then you go. Does it make you feel expansive? If it does, then it's worth actually seeing why are you getting in your way about that. If it doesn't, then that's just an old dream and you've got to let it go. And let it go peacefully, right? You don't need to fight everything that doesn't seem like it's working. And in fact, fighting usually isn't the answer, right? Usually peace is the answer. So if something makes you feel like it's fighting, then yeah, it's definitely worth looking into and addressing what's at the bottom of that. We also have horse spirit, freedom is yours. So this definitely speaks to travel, actually. Horse spirit and also freedom, independence. Freedom is yours. So whatever, I think peace and freedom, these are really powerful messages for us today. Peace and freedom and stability. These are the energies that I'm feeling for today. So if you dedicate and devote yourself to studying and committing to these things that are going to help you feel really strong in your life, then freedom is natural. It's a byproduct. Peace is going to be the result. Okay, we also have humility. This is a really beautiful card, some owl energy, and also this like monk prayer energy, and lots of blues. So it could be also throat chakra, throat clearing, communication, self-expression. Self-expression is a huge, huge energy of today. So today will be a really great day to put pen to paper for real. That might be what I end up making the reading called, putting pen to paper. Allow me, divine, to always accept the right assistance. I welcome your help in every way and delight in receiving it. So, what could be a really powerful practice for all of us today is to take a piece of paper and write, what does divine need me to do? What does my source, what does my God, what does the universe, spirit, what do they want me to do? What do I need to do or to know? Right? What do I need? And this, let your mind write, let it automatically flow out. You could draw, you could doodle, you could just write a point form list, or you could really, really scribe it all out. Let yourself be in that space for enough time to feel like you've actually got something to work with. What do I need most right now? And you might get words like peace or freedom. You might also get words like do your taxes. Whatever it is for you, it's going to come out on that piece of paper because the divine knows and you are connected to the divine. And so through that pen, through that paper, it will show you. And once you see it in tangible form, it's very difficult to unknow it, very difficult to avoid it any further. And again, if you are feeling like some sense of restriction or block, and it's coming from some place in you, but you imagine that if you were over that, your life would be expansive. Absolutely, you need to do some subconscious, some belief work, some really deep work in what is actually that limitation and block and what is that holding you. So, if you would like to heal from that place, hypnotherapy is a really beautiful practice. If you work with someone who's guided in this way and uses hypnotherapy for healing, it can be extremely potent. And so, if it is your first time, this is the new offer here. If it is your first time trying hypnotherapy for this current time, I think for the month of July, so I'm going to release it early here on the YouTube for the month of July. If it is your first time trying hypnotherapy, I'd love to gift you with 50% off, being that it's your first time. I'd like to gift you with that ability and opportunity to take hypnotherapy and to see the power that it actually brings you. Then you will see why it's the value that it is. It's not exorbitant, but I know people sometimes feel that block and that trepidation before investing in their healing, especially if you're not used to it, investing in healing. I promise you, you always get way more in abundance after you invest in your healing. It's like a flip. I just signed up for something yesterday that is really, really going to support me with what I'm doing next in life. And I already felt like this whoosh, this influx of all these other things coming in. And it's not directly related, right? So what's related is if you put investment in your own healing work, it does pay off every time. So that is available to you if you would like to try hypnotherapy for the first time, and you trust me to be with you in that subconscious exploration, and you have something you're wanting to work on. You can sign up. I'll put a link below, but also just email me because it's not released yet to the public. So email me if that is of interest to you. I'm only going to offer that if you sign up sometime in July, but you can sign up for your session whenever. You don't have to take the session in July, but you need to make the commitment to yourself in July. So I'm going to offer that in July. It's interesting because there's not that many like holidays and things. So I don't really know what to like relate it to. I just felt really called that this first time hypnotherapy offer would be for July. So there you go. Um, okay. We also have liberation in this dragonfly. So liberation and freedom is like a really big energy for today. And it says the doubts and fears still come up and you don't believe anymore that they are you. So these doubts and these fears and these blocks, these limitations that do get created in our lives, they're not you. They don't have anything to do with you. Your soul truth is like clear and joyful and knowing and abundant and full of faith, full of belief, actually. Our true selves, right? When we feel most ourselves, we do have a sense naturally of faith in some way. It may not be very specific, it may not be directed towards any one source, and that's entirely okay. I'm very flexible with how I speak to that because I think we're all after the same feeling of divine connection, whatever we call it. But those fears, the doubts, the limitations, they're not you. And in fact, actually, they keep you back from being you, and they don't belong in your sphere. They don't belong there at all. The more fears that I've cleared, the more myself I've felt. I promise you, there is not any other way that that could go, because fear is a built-in response. A baby is not immediately fearful. It learns what to be afraid of. And same way as a child, you learn what to be afraid of based on your circumstances. But we're all born into different circumstances. Had you been born in another life, you would be scared of different things. And so these are things that got added on that actually get in the way of you expressing your own soul truth and your own full sacred self. That Shekinah card is coming into my mind, that sacred self. So unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to this sacred rhythm, and allow yourself the opportunity to invest in clearing and separating yourself from these added on fears and blocks that aren't you. Okay. This has felt like a really good, powerful reading today. So again, if this hypnotherapy work is calling to you, please don't hesitate to reach out. My email should be below, or you can find me on Instagram, or you can just comment saying, send me that link. I want to sign up. I want that 50% off for my first time doing hypnotherapy. And also, I mean, if you've done hypnotherapy, but you didn't feel it was really effective, I would consider then this to be the first time where it's actually really going to work. So I'm not going to like chase you and ask for your background check. It's just more the intentionality of, your first time you're trying something new. I'd like to gift people the opportunity to try something new. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your Monday or whenever you see this day, everybody. And we'll chat to you soon. I am going to be back later this week. I'm going to do some sort of video on live. It hasn't come to me yet on what it's going to be, but it'll probably be Thursday evening, my time. So whenever that is for you, I'm in British time. So enjoy the rest of your days and we'll chat soon. Please do like, subscribe, leave a comment if you like this vibe. Okay, take care.